Bobby Bone, come on.
On the phone with us is Dr. Kevin Lewis, who I wanted to get on and talk about the coronavirus a little bit because, Dr. Lewis, everywhere I look, all the newscasts are talking about corona. What can you tell us in normal person terms as a doctor is going to happen to us, and when are we going to die of it?
Well, hopefully we're not all going to die of it. But as you've read in the news, it is a virulent viral strain. It's an upper respiratory infection, essentially. We get runny nose, congestion, fever, cough, and a certain number of people that get it will actually have mortality from it. You know, that's the same is true for the flu every year. And so it's kind of in the same situation as the flu. You got lots of hand sanitizer, and they're recommending that if you're in an area that's there's been many reported cases, that you can start to use some of these N95 face masks that are supposed to help protect a little bit from the airborne transmission of it.
That's why I need lots of face masks.
You need
I got
the
like
N-
3.
Right.
Yeah, we're like 3 of them
They're coming up. It's a
N95.
care package.
Okay, a lot of people are saying that we shouldn't go places. You know, a lot of countries are shutting down their sporting events because of it. Like, what's the worst case scenario here with this? You're a doctor. Is it too much hype? Is it not enough hype? What's happening?
Well, my personal opinion, I'm not an epidemiologist that calculates everything exactly or to the T and can kind of figure this out based on current cases and rate of spread. But, you know, I think that I'm optimistic that if we're cautious and people are using their heads, and I think that it's wise to not travel to areas where, you know, there's high populations of people dealing with this or being quarantined, because anywhere anybody's being quarantined, there's going to be people that they were in contact with that they can't figure out. I mean, you could sneeze on your hand and touch a doorknob or get on a stair rail, and then somebody behind you, you know, does that just a few minutes later, and you can transmit it, you know. So I think I'm optimistic. I think it's going to spread, but we're going to have a lot of controls and quarantine measures, and I think we'll be all right.
Is it mostly just going to feel like a bunch of people have the flu? And the flu's a real deal, but I mean, is it going to be like more people have the flu than normal? Is that what it's going to feel like?
Yeah, that's right. It presents almost identically to the flu. Sneezing, runny nose, cough, body aches, headache. It's just a certain percentage of people, as they're fighting that off, will get worse and get a pneumonia. And typically they'll die from the pulmonary issues and the cardiac issues that come secondarily from that. So it is like a bad pneumonia is exactly a good way to put it.
So, you know, like, okay, I'm a healthy 38-year-old. Like, I know my dad's 78 and fragile. Like, if he gets pneumonia, it's a really big deal. We're in the hospital. I can't worry. But, like, so he would be someone that would be more, like, we would freak out if he got it. But if someone like me or Bobby were to get it, we'd probably be fine.
You'd probably not feel well for a couple of days and then start to feel better after.
And then it goes away, or it's always in our body?
Well, once you've seen it, now you've got what we call active immunity. So your body's seen it, so you should have some good defense against it if you ever came across it again. And I think the average age for mortality was in the, 54 is what I believe.
Oh.
It's actually younger than I thought.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say, again.
100.
Yeah, 80.
And it's 54 males that have multiple other issues going on, like COPD, asthma, chronic respiratory diseases, and some other things.
Dr. Kevin Lewis is on with us talking about coronavirus. Dr. Lewis, what about masks? You know, you can't hardly find them at stores anymore. Do they work?
I've heard conflicting reports, but I would say it'd be better to have one than to not have one. And they're recommending a specific mask for this, and it is, I think it's called the N95 mask. Yeah, the N95 respirator. So, I mean, I'll just tell you what I'm going to do. You know me, I'm pretty middle of the road there. I'm going to get some so that we have some at the house. And wearing a mask takes technique, you know. So if if Bobby says you have coronavirus and you sneeze on my front doorknob, and then I grab that doorknob and I put my mask on haphazardly. Now the virus is inside the mask.
Oh,
you know what I
no,
mean?
the monster's in the house.
Jeez.
The monster's in the house.
That's even with
It's
these N95, whatever.
Yeah, because they're just frontal masks that you put on. You know, they just have a better filter that precludes the small virus from coming through.
Is it just,
But
in the end, just basic, is it just wash your hands and don't touch your face? I mean, is that, as a doctor, is that what we need to do?
that has been my number one rule since I started practicing medicine is hand sanitizer in every room, wash my hands as many times as I can, and don't ever put anything in my mouth or my nose that hasn't been cleaned very well. I think if you do that and you wore face masks is about all you can do, other than avoiding places that you know are becoming hot spots.
So we don't need to freak out yet. We just
Not
need
Nashville.
to be
I
aware.
don't think y'all.
Well, but I mean,
That's
listen,
right.
we have listeners everywhere, all coasts. We're a national show. We got California listeners. We got,
That's right.
so get one final tip of advice, Dr. Lewis. What is it?
Again, keep your hands clean, hand sanitize all day. Don't touch things that you know are touched by thousands and thousands of people, stairwell rails, escalator rails, and just be careful about any finger foods and
Finger foods. I didn't even think about that. That's all I had for dinner last night.
But your fingers were the only one that probably touched it.
Oh.
yeah, or especially sharing finger foods with anybody. It's funny when we have all of our Christmas parties during the year. I won't even look at a finger food basket. I mean, it's flu season, and then people don't know they have the flu yet, and so they're eating the finger food, and then you eat the finger food, and there you go. Now you got the flu.
Okay, so I Whole Foods has awesome
No
buffets.
samples.
No, not samples, but I mean, Dr. Lewis, would you say for any place where there's like a buffet? Because I made this whole salad that was out, and one of my friends judged me and was like, dude, coronavirus.
Shut down the buffet.
And I was like, what? I'm not even worried about that. But I mean, that's a good point. And then kids even, we have bags of
Ball
popcorn
pits.
at the
No!
house.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
And instead of pouring the popcorn out, the kids have been putting their hands right in, and they need to stop that, right?
Right, you need to get like an applicator spoon or an applicator bowl. Is
Okay.
the best way to do that.
All right. Send
Yeah,
some
it's like when you
masks.
see the kids at I saw this one time at a doctor's office. He had a big bowl of M&Ms, and everybody was just putting their hands in there and grabbing this candy. And I was
Ew.
like, oh, my Lord.
Well, we appreciate the tips. I didn't think about finger foods. I didn't think about buffets. I didn't think about. There's just so
Salad
much to
bars.
think about right now.
Oh my gosh.
But I am gonna get me N69 mask and call it a day.
I don't
It's
think
an
that was the number.
N95.
but-
Oh, whatever. I'm gonna get a 69. Then. All right, Dr. Lewis, thank you very much. Appreciate you as always. Dr. Lewis has a few locations in Austin. Dr. Lewis, where are your spots?
We have one near Dripping Springs, one in South Austin, Oak Hill area, and then we have one in Bee Caves, and then also Manor.
So Lewis Family Medicine and all those spots. Request Dr. Lewis and get a picture.
That's right.
Which he will be like, what is happening?
Hey, and might need to send some stuff. And which office did y'all put the Pimp and Joy room in?
It's at Bee Caves.
Yeah.
We have an entire room just dedicated to
So-
that and Popo.
Hey, thank you, Kevin. Dr. Lewis, we'll talk to you soon, okay?
Yeah, man.
All right, there he
All
is.
right, guys. Man.
All right, there he
All
is.
right, guys.